Welcome back to another English lesson. In today's English lesson, you are going to learn 11 new idioms you can use in 2025. Many Americans use these in 2024, and I do not see them going away. These idioms will be great to know if you are studying for the IELTS or TOEFL exam, or just if you want to have better English conversations in 2025. The thing that makes English idioms so difficult is that you can know the definition for every word used in that idiom and still not know the idiom. Idioms do not translate well, but don't worry. After you watch this English lesson, you will know them just a little bit better. Let's talk about this first one, brain rot. I think I first heard brain rot in 2024. It became quite popular. But maybe before we talk about brain rot, we should talk about what the brain is. Maybe this is review. I think the picture of the brain will help you right there. We all have one. It is one of the ways that we can learn other languages. You use it every time you learn English. There's also that word rot. Rot is never a good word in English. Take a look at that rotten cheese. I would not want to eat that rotten cheese. For each of these idioms, I will have the official definition. I will use it in a sentence, and I will have a picture that will help you understand. Using all of those three things together should definitely help you remember the idiom. Brain rot means we are getting dumber because we spent so much time scrolling on social media. Now, you're using social media right now. Watching my English lessons on YouTube will not contribute to your brain rot. If anything, it will make your brain stronger. Let's use it in a sentence. Spending hours on mindless videos can lead to brain rot. Let's take a look at that picture. It looks like a person is playing video games. They have plenty of Mountain Dew and Doritos to get them through the night. There is even a human skull on one of those shelves. I might be wrong, but I don't think spending hours playing video games will make you smarter. I think it might cause brain rot. That last one was a negative one, but I promise this next one will be positive. To go the extra mile means to make a special effort to achieve something. I'm sure every time you study English, you go the extra mile. When you work harder or you spend a little extra time on something, you go the extra mile. She always goes the extra mile to help her friends. In the picture, it looks like a bunch of people are backpacking. They are hiking through the mountains, and the woman looks like she is carrying an extra heavy backpack. But her friend is lending a helping hand, or he is going the extra mile to help her. Before we talk about the next one, can I ask you to hit that like button? It helps other English learners find the lesson. And if this is your first time here, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another English lesson. And if you would like to go the extra mile to help this channel, you can become a channel member. Channel members get a bonus English lesson each week. There are hundreds of bonus English lessons for members already. Just this week, I released an English lesson about martial law in the United States. If you would like more information on becoming a member, go to the comments section. There you will see a link. And a huge shout out to all of the current channel members. Thank you so much. For this next one, you will need to know what hay is. I often see hay on farms. I am pretty sure cows and horses will eat hay. I am not a farmer like my friend Bob the Canadian. Huge shout out to Bob the Canadian. I'm sure most people who know English know Bob the Canadian. If you don't, check out his channel. He has lots of great English lessons. But the third idiom I would like to teach you is hit the hay. This might be review, but I say this at least a couple times a week. It is a very common English idiom, and it simply means to go to bed. I'm exhausted. It's time to hit the hay. I often tell my wife I am going to hit the hay before I go to bed. It sounds more like this: I'm going to hit the hay. And we have a picture of a person sleeping, and it looks like they are sleeping quite peacefully. I hope you don't hit the hay anytime soon because we have like 9 more English idioms to discuss. Hit the hay was pretty straightforward. A blessing in disguise, I think, is a little more complicated. It means something that seems bad at first, but results in something good. Losing that job was a blessing in disguise. It led me to a better career. Take a look at that picture. On the left, it looks like the woman is pretty sad. Maybe she just got fired. Maybe her boss had to let her go. But eventually, she found an even better job. So losing the job was a blessing in disguise. At first, she was really sad, but then she found an even better job. Bite the bullet is the next one. It means to face a difficult decision with courage. In other words, you have to do something. You don't want to do it. It might be pretty hard, but you do it anyway. Maybe there was a time in your life where you were scared to learn English, or maybe you were scared to have a conversation in English, but you just bit the bullet. It was hard, but you did it. Here's a sentence that uses bite the bullet. I decided to bite the bullet and start my own business. Take a look at that picture. It looks like it is a store that sells Manchester United clothing, souvenirs. This person might have been really nervous to start his own business, but he bit the bullet and did it anyway. Or he did it anyways. The last way I said it isn't correct, but you will hear native English speakers say it all the time. He did it anyways. He did it anyway. If you're taking the IELTS or TOEFL exam, use anyway. The next one is break the ice. Now, in the picture, you literally have somebody breaking through ice. Of course, it is an idiom, so we don't use it in that way. That way is very dangerous. The idiom is not so dangerous, but it can be pretty scary. It means to start a conversation in a social setting. Maybe your first day on the job. Maybe you are at a party, but you start a conversation. Maybe you just have to bite the bullet and start a conversation. But when you do, you break the ice. Maybe you try to make somebody feel more comfortable. He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. And in the picture, you can see 2 people. Maybe this is the first time they have met. They do look like they like each other, though. I don't know who started the conversation, but whoever did, they broke the ice. Under the weather. I heard this a lot in 2024, and I don't think it is going anywhere in 2025. It's another way to say you are sick or you are feeling ill. I'm feeling under the weather today. Oh, yeah. This person looks like they are in rough shape. They have a blanket wrapped around them. Maybe they are drinking some hot tea because they have a sore throat. It looks like there is some medicine on the table in front of them, and they definitely have a box of tissues. Let's talk about another way to say you are sick in English. I'm feeling run down today. Or I might be coming down with something. Those are 2 other idioms you could say that mean you are sick or you are getting sick. The best of both worlds means a situation where one or a person can enjoy the advantages of 2 different things. Walking from home gives me the best of both worlds. In the picture, we definitely have somebody walking from work. They are carrying a briefcase. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by getting the best of both worlds, but they have to be getting two good things at once. Maybe they like the fresh air of walking home. Maybe they also like saving money. They don't have to pay for a cab ride. They don't have to put gas into a car. It's the best of both worlds. Walking home is the best of both worlds. Hey, and they're getting exercise. That might be the best of three worlds, but we don't ever use that idiom. I just made that up. Speak of the devil. Let's talk about what speak of the devil means. It means when you're having a conversation, you talk about that person and then all of a sudden they appear in the room. Let's get the official definition. The person you're talking about appears when you didn't know they were coming. Speak of the devil. Here comes John now. Yeah, in the picture, three people are having a conversation. Maybe the guy's name is John. They talk about John, and then suddenly he appears. They did not know he was going to be there. You might hear them say, speak of the devil, here's John now. And when John enters the room, he knows they were talking about him. Probably in a good way, because if you were just talking about someone in a bad way, I don't think you would say, speak of the devil. Here they are, because their next question would be, oh, what were you saying about me? Cutting corners is another English idiom you might hear in 2025. I heard about it a lot in 2024, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Let's first get the definition of cutting corners. Doing something in a way that saves time or money, but is not the best quality. They were cutting corners to finish the project on time. Many of you may know I am a real teacher in a real classroom in the United States. And last year, we got a new high school. I work in a brand new building. It is only 2 years old. But I think when they were building the school, they were cutting corners. We have winter sports teams at my school. We have wrestling, we have basketball, and we have a beautiful gym. But right now, my students cannot use that gym. When they were putting in the roof, I think they cut corners. Let's look at a sentence, and I am talking about my school. When the new school is built, they cut corners. The roof started leaking as soon as it started raining. Luckily, the rest of the school is fine. It's beautiful. It's just the roof over the gym. It started leaking. It destroyed the floor. Now the floor has to be replaced. Aw, this one is sad. Burst his bubble. Take a look at the picture. There is a boy sitting at a table. It looks like it might have been his birthday, but for some reason he's sad. I think for some reason his bubble was burst. What does it mean if somebody bursts their bubble? To tell someone something that makes them disappointed. Yeah, I don't know about that boy. Maybe he invited a lot of friends over for his birthday, and for some reason, the party had to be canceled. Here is a sentence that uses burst his bubble. She didn't want to burst his bubble, but the party was already canceled. Earlier, I said we would do 11. Let's do a couple bonus ones. This next one is quiet quitting, and I've been hearing this a lot. I have been hearing this about our current president, Joe Biden. Like maybe he is quiet quitting. He's going to be our president for another 20 or so days, but he hasn't been seen by the press. It doesn't really seem like he's doing his job, at least according to some reporters. Let's talk about what quiet quitting is. The practice of doing the bare minimum required at work. If you are doing the bare minimum at work, you are not doing any more than you have to do. You are not going above and beyond. Let's take a look at this picture. It looks like this man has a job. He is sitting at his desk, but it looks like he is watching YouTube videos. Are you watching this video when you should be working? Hey, it's okay. Your English is improving. Good job. But if you are watching videos that cause brain rot, well, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe you should be working instead. Since the pandemic, quiet quitting has become a growing trend in the corporate world. Yeah, people aren't quitting their jobs, they're staying employed, they're staying at their job, they're just not working very hard. They're doing the bare minimum. Doom scrolling. This is a lot like brain rot. The act of always scrolling. That's what scrolling looks like on your phone. The act of always scrolling through bad news or negative content on social media. I had to stop doom scrolling before bed because it was affecting my sleep. Oh boy. Take a look at that person. They look very scared. Maybe they have been doom scrolling. What about a Nepo baby? Wait, before we talk about Nepo baby, maybe we should talk about what nepotism is. Nepotism is when a job is given to a family member or friend instead of the best person. Maybe somebody owns a business. They hire their son or daughter instead of hiring the person best qualified. Well, that would be nepotism. But a Nepo baby is a child of a famous or successful person who gets helped because someone in their family is rich or famous. Many Hollywood actors are being labeled as Nepo babies due to their family ties in the industry. I mean, I don't want to say any names of actors or actresses. Maybe you know some. If there is an actor or an actress who you think is bad, they get a lot of work, but only because they have a famous father or mother, well, that would be a Nepo baby. I hope you have enjoyed this English lesson about idioms. If you're looking for more English, right down there is a lesson I did about slang you could use during the holidays. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.